Talking Hawks. It's Madison with today's installment of the Noble Alabamians with African American descent. Make sure you pay attention to the essence of each individual recognized so that you can complete the MCC Trivia Challenge. At the end of the month, today's honoree is Dr. Nell C. Jackson, who was born July 1st, 1929 in Athens, Georgia, and grew up in Tuskegee, Alabama. Dr. Jackson was an Olympian American record holder in the 200-meter dash, coach, educator, and administrator. At the 1956 Melbourne, Australia Summer Olympics, Jackson made history by becoming the first African American to serve as the head coach of a U.S. Olympic team. Can you believe that? The first American coach of an Olympic team has roots right here in our state. In 1973, Jackson was hired as a director of women's athletics at Michigan State University, becoming the first African American woman head athletics of a majority university. As a young girl, Jackson was an all-round athlete competing in basketball, tennis, swimming, and track. In the 8th grade, her basketball coach noticed how fast she was and suggested that she try out for the track team. Jackson's speed and endurance led her to specialize in the 200-meter dash. At 15, she competed in her first national track and field championship meet. A year later, in 1945, she placed second in the 200 at both the indoor and the outdoor AAU championship. As a senior at Tuskegee Institute High School, Jackson was honored by being selected to the U.S. Track and Field All-American team in 200-meter dash. From 1947 to 1951, under Coach Cleveland Abbott's training, Dr. Jackson continued her amazing track career as a student athlete at Tuskegee Institute. Now that is Tuskegee University. Jackson won a spot on the 1948 U.S. Olympic team, competing in both the 200-meter dash and the 4x100-meter relay in London, England. In 1949, Jackson won the 200-meter dash at the AAU National Championship, running a blistering time of 24.2 seconds, breaking the 14-year-old American record by 0.2 of a second. The following year, she won 2 national titles, one in the 200-meter dash and the second as the anchor leg on Tuskegee's 4x100 relay team. In 1951, during the first Pan American Games in Buenos Aires, Argentina, Jackson won a silver medal in the 200-meter dash, a gold in the 4x100-meter relay. Understanding the importance of education, Dr. Jackson received her B.S. in physical education from Tuskegee Institute in 1951, and in 1953 she received her M.S. in physical education from Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts. After receiving her master's degree, Jackson returned to Tuskegee Institute, where she taught physical education and coached the women's track and field team from 1953 to 1960. In 1958, she started Tuskegee's men's swim program and served as its coach. However, it was her outstanding track and field coach skills that caught the eye of the U.S. Olympic Organization that in 1956 made her the first African American to be named head coach of a U.S. Olympic team. After receiving her Ph.D. from the University of Iowa in 1962, she again returned to Tuskegee Institute, where she remained until 1963, and in 1972 she was once again named the head coach of the U.S. Olympic women's track and field team. In 1968, Jackson chaired both the U.S. women's track and field team and the AAU women's track and field committees. She also served as a member of board of directors of the U.S. Olympic Committee. In 1981, Jackson accepted the position of director of physical education and intercollegiate athletics at the State of University of New York in Binghamton. In her lifetime, Dr. Jackson published many tracts and field papers and articles, conducted numerous workshops and clinics, and authored the highly regarded textbook Track and Field for Girls and Women. Jackson is honored in several halls of fame, among the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Hall of Fame, U.S. Track and Field Cross Country Coaches Association Hall of Fame, International Women's Sports Hall of Fame. Several awards are also given each year in her honor, including awards given by the National Association of College Women's Athletic Administrators, Michigan State's Varsity Alumni S Club, Binghamton, University of Tuskegee, University Athletics Hall of Fame. At the time of her death, April 1st, 1988, Dr. Jackson was serving as Secretary of the Athletics Congress and had previously been a TAC Vice President.